Yeah. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome to the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. I am Steven Stamp, joined by Kevin Curley. We have Russia wearing their blue with the intricate red trim and the white numbers going right to left. We have Korea going left to right wearing their white with the red trim. And this is for 35th place. And Russia, second time attendee at the World Championships. They were 30th back in Denver in 2014. Fifth time here for Korea. They've been dropping 11th, 18th, 25th to 33rd, but they are going to aim to get 35th as opposed to 36th. The first possession goes to Russia. And Kevin, the thing I've been talking about all day, it doesn't matter where you are in the standings, your last game is always an important one.
Oh, it's always a fun event, too, for these players. It's almost a crescendo at the end of the tournament for these guys. They work so hard in getting here. Very fun to watch.
Russia setting up on the outside. The ball in the stick of Artur Wenzel. He's going to take a dodge on the alley. Being forced out wide by Youngjin Ryu. And I do apologize in advance for the pronunciations. I'm working on them. These are two new teams to me, so I haven't had a whole lot of chance to get familiar with them. But I did go over the pronunciations with some members of the staffs. We are on day 10, the final full day of the World Championships here in Netanya, Israel. And Russia will get the ball once again. Donnie Howard will start with possession up at the top. The nice thing in these fields, this field 3 here, is that it's a bit smaller, and I really like the way it forces the action. There's a shot from the outside, ripped by Dmitry Kamen, and it is stopped there by the goaltender, who is Sunwoo Kim for Korea. The starting goaltender for Russia is Gus Peters.
Goaltending's been terrific this tournament, Steve. It's been fun to watch, too.
Korea gets their first possession. They're going to try and make the most of it here as Andrew Kim hands it off to Young Ryu. They go back to X and Wonjae Park, who is the head coach as well as the one of the attack members, number 3, Wonjae Park. So he is running things literally and figuratively from back in the net. He walks out, tosses it up to the top, actually goes to the wing, actually goes right between the two of them. Wondering who that was headed to, it turns out nobody.
Unforced errors. We need to avoid them in these type of games.
Dmitry Kamin hands it over to Nikita Sorokin. Sorokin with the rip from the outside. That one gets blocked. Ball on the ground. Almost a glorious chance for Sorokin. And Yu comes away with it. Gets it hit to CO. That pass doesn't quite connect with Alex Millen.
But a good cut nonetheless, and that kind of play is going to lend good results in the end, no doubt.
Yeah, Alex Millen, number 66 for Korea, playing up in the attack as a graduate of Bishop's University in Lennoxville, Quebec, just outside of Sherbrooke. Part of the CUFLA, Canadian University Field Lacrosse Association. I'm actually communications coordinator for CUFLA, so familiar with Bishops and pretty excited to see an alum here. There are actually a bunch of Bishops alum, a bunch of CUFLA folk, as the head coach of Luxembourg is Chris Scott, Bishops alum and coach, and Drew Pollock is an assistant coach with Luxembourg. And, of course, Latrell Harris, probably the highest profile. He's a current CUFLA member, playing for the Brock Badgers. And he's on Team Canada, going for a gold medal tomorrow morning. Mo with a little shimmy shake. Heads back down. Number 12 is Nobuyuki Suzuki. You might see a different name. You will see a different name on the back. Oh, there's a shot and a rip. Young Ryu just lets her go overhand from the top.
Yeah, good shot there. Good pass, good feed. Russia came out with in a zone, and that lended for some room and rhythm there for the offensive player. Let's see if they make an adjustment here.
Heading to the faceoff dot, Roman Booth will be the man for Russia. And on the other side, We're going to see Do Hyun Ko. You can see the official setting off to the side slightly of the center mark. The fields have faced a lot of wear and tear through the course of this week. 3 and sometimes 4 games a day on a field. So they're going to take some wear, and especially in the goal creases and, of course, at the center X.
Stephen, the grounds crew has done a terrific job of keeping the turf wet and moist in the evening, and we don't get any rain here in Netanya at this time of year, so it's a real tribute to see green grass on the field, that's for sure. The players appreciate it.
Ball comes up to the top to Archer Wenzel. He's going to take a look for Kamin, gets it to him. Kamin watched by Hyunjun Park.
2 different defensive philosophies here. Korea's in the man-to-man.
And going after it, Korea really taking an aggressive approach to trying to get out on the ball. And that leads to an opening and a great finish by Archer Wenzel, who goes mid to high and gets just a little bit off the goaltender, but gets it into the net.
Solid look there. These are 2 equal match teams. This is going to be a good one, Stephen.
It's 1-1 so far. We are coming to the end here, and it's interesting because it's such a long week. It's so much going on. It's been very challenging for us announcers. I'll tell you, there's a group of 7 of us with a bunch of other people jumping in, like yourself, that we appreciate so much. But this is my last game of the week, and it's almost like, oh, we made it. It's finally over, and yet once it's over, the last thing you want is for it to be over. You just want it's one of those things with a big event like this. Big challenge, but
one of the other dynamics here with the international players, there's only 23 players on each team.
Yeah.
Which means it's an Ironman competition.
It really
at
is.
this point. It really is.
You see players who are in and out of the lineup. I mean, I'm trying to think Clint Yu, for instance, who goes to Yale, is a player for Korea, normally wearing number 18, but he fractured a finger yesterday, so he is out. He was playing until yesterday when the finger got broken. I talked to him before he actually went over the pronunciations with me for this Korean team, and that's a tough break, but you have things like that, and they're fairly fortunate they've only got 1 person hurt, because our teams are losing multiple players.
Yeah. So now they only have 22 players to choose.
Mm-hmm. Kamin gets it up to Bovin. Alexander Bovin slips into some space, passes it down low. Nice turning shot, but the save by Sun Woo Kim.
Sun Woo Kim is keeping Korea in the game right now.
He's made a few saves. Ball gets away from Hyun Seok Kang. There's another chance for the Russians as the ball bounced away. It's going to be grabbed by Kang. Goes back to his keeper.
So far, the Russians are winning the ground ball battle.
Yeah, they've had by far the better of the play, of the flow of play, but 1-1, and that is the really telling stat. And a lot of times when you enjoy the flow of the possession, the flow of the play, and don't score in a commensurate fashion, it comes back to bite you. Ball is on the ground, snagged up nicely.
Russia came
Alexei Sukhanov.
Came out with a man-to-man defense in this run here.
Ball does get back to Korea. Little flip pass. Just missing wide was Alex Millen. Great pass to get that over. That was Andrew Kim who got it to him. Fake from the outside. Thought Ryu might actually let that go. Didn't hate it, actually. But that works out better. And Alex Millen tucks that one home with the pass right on top of the crease. It's 2-1 for Korea.
Excellent feed.
So we are at about 11 and a half minutes to go here in the first quarter. I'm Stephen Stamp with Kevin Curley. Pleased to be bringing you this Korea versus Russia matchup for 35th place at the FIL World Lacrosse Championships. Ko and Booth once again will do battle at the X. Oh, just past the X from our perspective. Quick trap there by Ko. What a jump he got on that whistle. But then the pass is thrown away, and here comes Donnie Howard taking a run up over midfield. Swim move. Kind of swam right into Park rather than past him. all the way the length of the field, takes a shot, it's wide. There is Russian backing, so they get possession once again. Swinging out, nice roll, but just finding the pipe was Eugene Arkhipov. Setting up is Arkhipov after getting his own shot back. It ran up the slight slope outside the field over there. Artur Wenzel is directing traffic, switches hands, takes a shot, that's well wide. Ball came bouncing back into the field of play, so they're just going to toss it down. And we're going to take our media time out, where we let you know that Epic Lacrosse, the leader in technologically advanced lacrosse equipment, is proud to be the official head, shaft, glove, and arm protection of the 2018 FIL World Championships in Netanya, Israel. Epic is proud that so many teams from around the globe trusted it for all of their gear needs here in Netanya. Epic Lacrosse, live, play, be. Trusted Choice is the official insurance partner of the FIL World Championships here in 2018. Protect what matters most. From business to home, auto, and life, Trusted Choice independent insurance agents are there for you when disaster strikes. Go to trustedchoice.com to find a local agent today. Kevin Curley, I am Steven Stamp, and we are bringing you this game, which is currently 2-1 for Russia. And it's an interesting battle because, like we said, Russia has had the flow of the play. Korea trying to come back, but they are quite different styles.
They are. It seems that the Koreans are moving the ball around the perimeter a little smoother than the Russians, but the Russians keep winning the ground ball battle. Possession is so important in this game.
Today's forecast, always sunny. Yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny, thinking for the love. Sunny, one so true. I love you. Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, vacation beyond belief. Book your trip now.
German official, we have an English official. Pretty neat seeing all the different countries come together and referee. Even if our languages aren't primarily the same, our signals and our gestures are all the same.
I saw the one ref the other day pull out the little translation card to announce the penalties. Worked just fine. You're an official at the Lacrosse Festival here this week. We'll get back to that maybe in a bit. Here's a nice grab by Sunwoo Kim as the ball rolled loose. He just snags it and achieves possession for Korea. They're going to try to tie things up. We're past the midway point of the first quarter. No pressure. But nobody really open. Russia in a fairly passive ride, but making sure they're sticking with everybody. So Kim will just continue to stroll. He's still advancing towards the opposite goal.
There is no time limit for this clear process, so the teams do take their time here.
So how do you decide, as there's a man opens in the middle, how do you decide when to put the stall on? Here's a chance for Korea. Well, let's get back to that. There is Suzuki. Again, it says CO on the back of his jersey. It is Suzuki. He's partially Japanese and partially Korean. So he likes to go by Suzuki.
Good defense there.
Yeah, great effort by Alexander Wheat to get the pressure on. The ball is down on the ground, but picked back up by Millen. Up to the top to Ryu. Far side, Millen bounces one that had the goalie having to fight back against the momentum he just generated going across, but it's a little bit wide on the far side.
Be interesting to see if Russia stays in this zone. They're coming out whole first quarter in the zone. It's a little modified on the clear, but right now it's clearly a zone, and Korea's taking some quality shots from the outside. We'll see how this shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, they're not burying them. That's the thing, I guess. If they're not going in, they're not hurting you. But it's certainly the potential for some trouble is there.
Another good rush here by Russia.
Great run. Shot on the run by Donnie Howard. Switching hands, taking a little rip.
Great catch on the clear.
Andrew Kim had to go up high to get that one. Millen over to Suzuki. His shot high to high goes past the top of the net. I think it was off the stick of Gus Peters.
That was a good opportunity there on a fast break.
Question, do we have a horn on this field or not?
Korea taking their time. Park, the head coach and attack, lobs it too high. It's getting away. Russia seems like they're going to get there first, but Choi seems to be hurt, number 13 for Korea. He gets up and immediately limps toward the bench, hopping actually on his left foot. Looks like he's done something to his right leg. There's the pass out front. Huge save.
Another great save.
What a chance by Millen. Russia moving to the offensive zone. Donnie Howard throws it down into the corner. That's where Eugene Arkhipov will set up. Mikhail Kozlovsky. Now it's Artur Wenzel, number 16, setting at the top. Initiating the dodge. Fights off and gets a shot away. No one heads off into the corner.
Hey, Mikey, Mustang! Mustang! Mustang!
Russia trying to roll out from behind. Repelled by the double team. We're going to reverse direction and head to the other side of the field. There's a great chance and a goal going low. Chase Philpott just bounces one in.
Yeah, quality cut there by Chase.
Let's go, boys! Let's go!
That's a tough one to save there. I mean, this is a scoring game, and when a player gets in on the doorstep like that, it's all about scoring.
2-2, the score tied up. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. Oh, yeah, Korea was up 2-1. Millen had the second goal. There we go. So it is tied up at 2. We have 5:45 to go here in the first quarter. Korea. Kim coming off the bench. Thought he might take that pass as he ran in, but they're going to decide to reverse it. And the ball skips away. It's going to roll all the way down inside the Korean restraining line. Kang turns around. Park avoids the poke check from Kozlovsky and gets it into the offensive zone, pushing down deep into the attack area. Park moves it across. Park. That shot from him way on his offside. He didn't have a whole lot of angle, but they will get the possession back. There's the first one over there. Is Nobuyuki Suzuki. There's Millen.
I like how Korea's spreading out the offense here, causing the Russians to come out and play them.
They're still maintaining that attempt to bring out the Russians, and it's starting to work. Russia is coming out a bit further, and so that's something the coaches will tell you. Just stay back in, stay where we put you, where we want you to be. But it's hard to just stand there and watch people play catch up at the top of the area. The ball will be awarded to Korea. Park. Wonjae Park. Gets it behind the net. To Suzuki. There's a chance, but not much comes of it.
That was an unsuccessful feed in the center.
Russia pushing things up, and they're over center already. Wait, if you don't get the ride on right away, you have no chance. It's gone. You have to wait till the next time.
Legal procedure. Ball goes away.
So illegal procedure against Russia.
Illegal substitution. They had 11 players on the field. We're only allowed 10.
Picky.
You can play with less. Can't play
Yeah.
with more.
3:20 to go here. Korea on the attack. Millen. It's down to Park. He is changing directions repeatedly, looking for something to come open. The reverse of direction by Millen.
Oh, another center feed. Oh, great save.
That bouncer still being contested. Ryu taking his time as we're nearing the end of the first quarter. He's going to toss it up top to Millen.
Right now, they're giving their defense a chance to rest, which is a positive on a hot day like this.
Also not running a lot of active sets.
You asked about the stall before, Stephen. The referees look for the intent and attacking the goal. And at this point, Korea has been shooting and attacking the goals. Reason for a stall.
Yep.
At some point later in the game, that may change.
Especially if they happen to get a lead. Yep. There's a chance in the front. What a finish by Millen. A little switch pass from the back behind the GLE. And he catches and releases immediately.
And that's his second on the doorstep.
It is.
Yeah. Well, he's found his home there in the crease.
I think he would agree with you. I'm sure he likes it there.
I played a little crease in my day. It's a fun place to be for sure.
So we go back to the dot. And once again, we'll see Booth taking on Ko.
Coming down to about a minute to go in the quarter.
Yep. A 3-2 lead for Korea, thanks in large part to a couple goals from Andrew Kim.
Hey, take a flash there next time. That'd be cool.
Player is letting the officials know he felt he was slashed.
Good defense.
Yeah, nice strip. And here comes Min Jae-yu, the Penn student. You will actually graduated just this summer from University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, very nice. We're going to have a timeout here. Man shaking up on the field. Injury timeout.
We also have a timeout right.
Oh,
And a timeout with 38 seconds to go. They're going to pull it in. Both teams will take advantage, of course, of the timeout. So, Kevin, what's your experience been like this week?
oh, it's been a fun week. It's been very hot here, Netanya. I've been fortunate to have been refereeing in the side tournament here at the World Games.
Right.
It's called the Festival. And there'll be a festival at the U19 Championships in 2020 in Limerick. And there's been one, at least since I've been involved in the World Games in 2010. It gives teams an opportunity to come from around the world and bring their clubs. And some other countries are using the festival as a developmental tool to have sort of a B team.
Yeah, I've heard some pretty cool things about it. With some of the teams, I mean, the Norwegian women's team is here. We've got the...
Oh, yeah, and it's a men's and ladies event.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ladies are not excluded, and they're very much included.
Yeah.
Very fun.
One of the interesting elements of this particular field, Field 2, is that we have that ambient mic down on the field to pick up sound, and it's right in the coach's box, or the ref's box. Rules are being applied, when guys can come and go from the penalty boxes. It's a great reminder.
Yeah, that substitution box is an active area in the FIL game, for sure.
Waiting to get things back underway with 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. Korea in the stick of Kim. Andrew Kim, who's been an English teacher in Korea for the last couple of years. Sure, that's Alex Millen, of course, the Bishop's grad. There's a save. And Gus Peters.
Well, that's the kind of shot the Russians are going to be looking for at their zone. Yep. Coming down at 8 seconds.
Oh, and Park just loses it. It pops out of his stick. See if anybody can gain control before the period ends. Probably not. That'll do it. The score after 20 minutes of play, Russia 3, Korea 2.
Just 2 for this one.
I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Kevin Curley for now, and we're going to switch him. Barbara Zelené, who's scheduled to come up, just arrived. Thanks so much, Kevin, for hopping in.
You're very
Good
welcome,
sport.
Stephen, and continue to enjoy the game.
Thank you very much.
And you've got a great young lady coming in, Babsy, here. Enjoy.
Yeah, she's all right. Hello, my dear.
To say I did not ball somewhere on the bottom right. Since it was way off where the play was actually happening.
Yes.
If you get it, or if you don't get it, man down, you're on the center.
We'll see what the alignment is.
Yeah, 5-3 game. Not bad at all for this final day. Let's see if Korea can come up with one more. I barely heard their whistle on that one, and it's going.
Donnie Howard wins the faceoff, bangs it off the post. Great effort as he's stepping into that faceoff roll that was abandoned, or that was left empty by Roman Booth, getting shaken up.
And a timeout by Russia.
90-second timeout.
Trying to set up a play in this man up. There must be roughly, my guess is about 40 seconds left at that man up. Because it only started with the face-off and they didn't take long, maybe a whole quarter, 3/4 of a minute.
Yeah, it certainly didn't take very long. I'm Stephen Stamp with Barbara Zelené. No Aria with us today, but it's been an absolute treat getting to meet her.
Well,
she's 5.5 weeks old now.
We still have 2.5 quarters left. So
that's true.
You don't
She'll
know.
probably be up here. She
Well,
might need a
she's 7
snack.
weeks now in the
7
meantime.
weeks. What?
Yeah, that's how.
5.5 when we got here.
Yeah.
Now 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow. She's growing like a weed.
Yes, and she's very alert, very awake. She loves hanging out.
Is she with Ryan right now, or who's she with?
Yeah, they're working in the logistics booth.
Okay.
So she's part of this organization here now, our chief baby official, and has a special place in a lot of my colleagues' hearts, which is very nice.
I bet. I mean,
So
she's a
having
sweetheart.
a great time.
And obviously, you and her father, Ryan Wallace, have very special places in a lot of people's hearts as well. So I think it's only natural that it carries over to the next generation of Zebra.
Well, you know, lacrosse and especially the officiating community, it's like a big family reunion at these things. These worlds being so big that there were people who I haven't even had a chance to see all week because we're so scattered at these games. There's 93 officials. And another 15 assessors. You know, we all kind of know each other. We have 35 festival officials. So it's a big family reunion, and it's always a little sad to be going home after.
It is. I was actually trying to connect with a friend from that I met at the World Championships, and then in Prague in the spring and things. And it's hard sometimes to get together. There's lots of people you do run into, which is fantastic. But got the rest of the evening and tomorrow. Ball pops away from Donnie Howard. Rhea comes up with it. Oh, that's a great wrap check. Andrew Kim is looking for a call.
A push there. I'm not sure why the Russian bench is surprised. I wouldn't have called it anything more than that.
Yeah, that was good. Good.
It was just a pretty textbook push right there.
We are about 6.5 minutes here into the second quarter of Russia versus Korea at the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. I'm Steven Stamp with Barbara Zelenay. Donnie Howard gets it across to the far side. No, we're good. Hopefully everyone can hear us. Babs, did you hear we're having some technical issues? You're having technical issues now. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I just
good.
thought you said you thought.
Just
Making sure. Okay. Hopefully everyone can hear us out there in lacrosse land.
this matchup between Korea and Russia, and we have 3-5 for Russia right now. Korea with the ball. Let's see if they can bury one more just as they did moments earlier.
There's a shot by Park, who is as we mentioned, the head coach and attack. The 42-year-old Juan J. Park taking that shot. It's a little wide. Alex Millen will come up with it. Takes the pass back from Nobuyuki Suzuki. There's Mo with the ball. Rip from the outside. Nice save by Gus Peters. He had no idea where the ball was after it bounced off of him. But eventually it does come back to him, and he's going to throw the pass to near midfield. And here comes Chase Philpott. Philpott feeds it through the middle. Nice job, and there's a cut into space. Oh, the ball just popping out of the stick of Dmitry Kamen. And I think the Koreans wanted a tackle called there. It's going to be pretty physical.
It's getting there. I watched that first quarter once I got here, and it seemed very careful on both sides, as we've seen all tournament with teams in opening quarters. And they're fighting for it now.
Ryu has the ball as Korea is on the attack. They're leading 5-3.
We're being roasted here in the evening sun.
We are. The sun's going down and heading straight into us. This is a tough field for that. Ryu with the outside shot. Bouncer finds a hole. That's a lovely shot.
Beautiful indeed. Top left.
Hey, can I check your stick? Number one, I want to check one stick.
And we are getting
And they're going to have a stick check.
I've seen a couple of those today. They have apparently not pulled these out earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, Mike Thuman, the Russian head coach, said, first of all, I want to check the stick. Second of all, there's another question he had for the officials.
I did not hear what the second one was.
No, me neither.
But we shall find out. We're pretty close here to both benches. Have a quite good understanding of what's going on, at
And
least
the
on
player,
the Russian bench.
and the player can see with the T-shirt on again is Clint Yu, the Yale student who you can see his right hand. You might not be able to see it. He has a broken finger that he suffered yesterday, so he is not playing today. He's taking on an assistant coaching role, which is very helpful for a team that has their head coach, 1J Park, number 3 right there, playing in the tournament. Here's the final part of the check. The ball comes out, no problem.
Looks good to me from up here, but
See
obviously,
if it passed everything else.
yeah, I guess
It's given back to him.
the coach was calling for the strings. No goal. Strings too long. Unfortunate. That is a rule that every official hates. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I actually
Because
saw.
it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, in the
and you
game.
lose a goal because of strings too long.
Yeah, so it's 5-3. The goal this morning, I saw in the game this morning between Mexico and Bermuda. We had the same thing. Drew. I forgot the name. Sorry, it has been like about 30 games this weekend and several hundred names, but a terrific performance this morning by the Bermudan player. But he wound up getting a penalty for illegal shooter strings. He sat there tying knots during his time in the box and still wasn't done. Had to borrow some scissors. They do have scissors down below, so you can trim them off. It is. I mean, I guess it's a safety issue.
It is a safety issue. It's because the strings have that plastic ending, and it did go through somebody's face mask maybe once or twice and cut an eyelid open. And that's why that rule was put in. But oh man, we hate to adjudicate that one.
Yeah.
Especially when a goal is involved. But I even know coaches who at the warm up they send an assistant coach who's writing down numbers of players with strings too long. For the sake of, if it gets close, taking a goal away, or even just getting a possession at the end of a very close game. I've seen those too.
I thought you were going to say that you see teams that have a coach whose role is to cut all the shooter strings down to make sure they're the right size, or just use a lighter and burn it down to the right length.
Usually, if I'm a CBO and I'm bored, I would stare at those sticks so long that somebody notices and asks me what's wrong, and I say, "Well, nothing, but scissors are back there." And,
I like that.
Because I don't want to coach them. But
Yeah. No problem. If you need scissors, here they are.
Yeah, exactly. You go check.
Do what you think you need to do.
Oh, look at that off-ball contact there at midfield.
And again, the smaller field, they are regulation proportions, but the number 2 and 3 fields a little smaller than the full-size fields. And I've been really enjoying the way it compresses things and forces the action. Makes for a very fast game, but it can also lead to tight quarters and maybe more physicality at times. Park running through a bunch of players, and eventually he gets flattened. That was a perfectly clean hit.
All good from the side.
Oh, nice catch. I thought Suzuki had a shot. Well, he did have a shot. I thought he was going to be able to put that one in, but Gus Peters with the grab. Peters still has it. He's going to move ahead. We are past the midpoint of the second quarter. Ball not caught, but eventually grabbed by Nikita Sorokin. Alex Millen on him. Gets a chop. Can't quite get it loose, and it's passed ahead, though, to Donnie Howard. And you can see that check did get a little high, and Sorokin is not looking very comfortable. Up into the neck and the left shoulder. So again, the score is 5-3 for Korea as the last goal was nullified by a penalty. Park spinning off the check. Hits Millen. Oh, what a save. Great setup. But Peters just came out to challenge and knocked that one away. We're going to take our media timeout. And I'd like you to explain to me what happens with the stick when it is deemed illegal. Because the player can't have it back to play with. But I saw this morning he was fixing it.
There's two different things that you need to know about stick checks. Basically, if it's illegal for a technical reason, something that can be fixed, meaning strings too long, pocket too deep, any missing butt end, that's all a technical foul. So if you just scored a goal, you're just going to lose the ball, lose the goal, no actual send-off, and you can go and fix your stick and continue playing with it. If it's something that results in a personal foul, those are those where, assume cheating is involved. I mean, stick too short, too long, something that cannot be easily fixed.
Right.
If it's a baked head, for example, and the ball gets stuck, you cannot really fix
A
that.
baked head?
Yeah, you know how people put their...
Like a pinch?
Yeah, they put it in the oven to
Right.
bake it a
Yeah.
little bit tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if that's the problem with the stick, then it's a personal foul. And that one you cannot fix. You will have to leave it at the bench until the end of the game.
And then you can go do what you will. Today's game is brought to you in part by Corum Watches. Since 1955, Corum has adopted creativity and boldness as its guiding principles. Corum, the official timekeeper of the 2018 FIL World Championships in Netanya. Learn more about Corum at www.corum-watches.com. Today's game is brought to you in part by JBC Money, the money transfer specialist for private and corporate clients. Start saving today with bank-beating exchange rates, no fees or commissions on your international money transfer needs, and with the support for 60 different currencies. You can learn more at jbcmoney.com. Also, SodaStream. Now, I don't have the read handy because it was just given to us today. But we're supposed to promote SodaStream as one of our sponsors, so I'm going to say we have one at home. I love it.
I have one. I love it.
It's
I live on the
fantastic.
4th floor, and now with a small baby, no elevator. I'm not dragging up glass bottles at all. I have my very nice SodaStream upstairs, and I just make my bubbly water at my house with tap water first.
And a cartridge can save, they say, up to 2,000 plastic bottles that
Yeah.
aren't going into the landfill or
Exactly.
having to go through the recycling. And recycling is great. I love
Yeah.
recycling, but you're supposed to reduce, reuse, recycle. Third option is recycling because it takes energy. There are things involved in the recycling, so you reduce the number of plastic bottles you use. Get a SodaStream.
And the great thing is it's not just, plain bubbly water. You can also get every sort of flavor.
Oh, you can add the flavors.
So
I'm all about the plain bubbly, but
me too,
Yeah.
but you can pimp it up if you want to.
yeah.
So SodaStream, I can highly recommend it. And anybody who has a very fancy kitchen, there's fancy models of those too.
There you go. Babs Zelenai and Steven Stamp offering our strong endorsement for SodaStream. We are into the second half of the second quarter. What an extension there. Trying to get that ball by Andrew Kim, was just ever so too far. Caught in the end of the head of his stick and just rolled out of play. But he almost had himself a pickoff. Russia will set up. Nikita Sorokin. Sorokin, he's the one who's having a little trouble with his neck after taking a check earlier. He looks fine as he moves about. Nice spin move into space. Oh, there was a shooting lane there, but I'm not sure that Eugene Arkhipov saw it. So we're going to see Donnie Howard trying to initiate from the top. He's just walking slowly down, and everybody on this side of the field is well below the restraining line except for Mikhail Zaharchenko. Now they're starting to space out a little bit. It was odd the way everyone was just drifting down with him.
Especially in this relatively tight space. It looks much different than on field 1.
Backing his way in, reaches out to take the shot. Howard trying to do it all on his own, doesn't quite work out. And it's going to be Russian possession, though, as there was some backup by Zivan Fowler in behind the net.
That was a close one. Korea almost had it. If I was
Very
on
close.
the Russian side, I would hurry up there a bit more on those backups.
Arthur Wenzel, he's trying to have a go on his own.
Very nice check there from 47 Andrew Kim.
Yep. Giving a little help to Min Jae Yu. There's a shot from Howard. This time there's no question, as Fowler was well back by the end line.
Yeah, but you have to leave it to Hin Seung Kang, who is trying on every one
Oh,
of those shots. He does not give up.
Here's a roll. Nice job there by Si Young Choi to divert the player out wide. And Donnie Howard will direct traffic and try and get something started for Russia. They trail 5-3. They've got 6 minutes to go here in the first half. I'm Steven Stamp with Barbara Zelenay. And this is the 2018 FIL World Championships. Donnie Howard, the bouncer. You can see that one bounced about a third of the way to the net, so well outside the crease, but wound up going too high up into those stone seats around this very cool little
I love this
field.
one.
I do
love
too.
this one. When I saw it a year ago, I was very excited because it just looks so cool.
The seats are really neat. I actually think I like field 3 even better. I think it's a very cool field. It's got sort of the large stone-built steps just at the end, and it's just got a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it's almost like these fields have a certain character to them.
Mm-hmm.
And especially 2 and 3 being a little bit smaller than the other ones, the full size.
There's some
ones.
different features in them. I really like it. I mean, this Wingate Institute is unbelievable. The Wingate Institute for Sport and
Olympic-sized pool and everything.
Yeah.
They had the Israeli swimming championships here last weekend for kids. Our hotel had, I don't know, maybe 300 preteens. It was fun.
I bet. Nothing like 300 preteens in a hotel. There's a shot on the far side. That one goes onto the back side or the outside of the mesh, and it will be picked up by Gus Peters, who's going to start the clear. Gets it ahead to Kamin. He is surrounded by Koreans, and Alex Millen will pick it up after the ball pops loose. Millen, who's been teaching English in Korea for the last 2.5 years or so. He's actually heading back to British Columbia, heading back to the homeland of Canada after this tournament. But he's been over there for quite a while. That's how he got involved in the Korean team, combining his heritage and his residence. I believe there's some heritage. Certainly the residence.
Yeah, the residence is really important on many of these teams where, you know, we have experienced players from different countries that then grow the sport in whatever location they chose to call their home for a certain period of time or even forever.
Suzuki up to the top. Gets it to Ryu. Millen wants the ball. Will get it. And the Bishop's Gator alum passes it down low to Kim.
And then there's even residents who start completely new programs, like Henning Schmidt in Luxembourg, their first appearance here after only 6 months of existence.
That's unbelievable, that story. It's a great one.
And he had to miss that final game because he's sick.
Oh,
Isn't that heartbreaking?
That is tough. Oh, maybe you look on the bright side and think, you know, we got to sit and watch what he'd created going to fruition and just get a different perspective on it. Here's a shot stopped by Kim. Russia gets it back. Now we're going to have a call, which will be the loose ball hold. And the ball returned over to Korea. We're into the final 3 minutes of the first half. It's 5-3 for Korea over Russia.
Yeah, the Russian player did not notice that the ball had popped out of the Korean stick already and kept defending.
Mo to Park, spins off, takes the shot. That one's a little bit wide. Great attempt there by Gus Peters, and he will get the ball back for Russia. What hustle by the goalkeeper to lay flat out and be the closest one to the line, to the spot where the ball went out.
Exactly.
The combination of the
Correct.
two. I'm learning. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Oh, there's a... Russia wants a push from behind, and they're going to get it. And in typical coach fashion, Mike Thurman, he's not happy with with getting that call. He wants to point out that they should have got the call earlier as well.
Of course. Once you get the referee's attention, somehow the coaches just keep throwing it at you.
Here's Eugene Arkhipov spinning. Great save by Kim. And the lob pass ahead. The final minute and a half here of the first half. 5-3 for Korea. Park gets it back across to Yoon. Eric Yoon will give it back to Park. Korea has taken a timeout with 1:24 to go to get things all set up. You do get 2 timeouts per half. Might as well use them.
Yeah, at the end of the half, that's usually when the teams come in and regroup to bring another one on the board before they go into their break. And let's see what Korea will come up with on here. We also have next door the final game for the home team Israel playing Puerto Rico, and they are up 9-0.
For Israel.
For Israel,
There you
with
go.
3 minutes to go in, I believe, the fourth quarter.
And that is the 7th place game.
7th place game, yes.
Had a dandy between Ireland and Scotland for 11th a little while ago, calling that with Josh Hawkins.
How did that end?
Scotland won by about 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. They Ireland started to come back. Scotland. It was very close. I mean, 4-4 after the first quarter. It was 6-5, I think, at the half. It was a really tight game for the most part. And then Scotland went just on a bit of a run, got 3 or 4 goals in a row, and Ireland just never able to get completely back into it.
Yeah, there were some great matchups today. In the morning, we had Sweden, Czech Republic. Czech Republic was up by 2 for the most part of the game, and then the Swedes came back and won by 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very physical matchup, those two teams.
I like watching those games, those Sweden and Czech. Love watching the Czechs play box lacrosse. They play terrific.
Oh, it's
box
beautiful,
lacrosse.
isn't it?
It really is.
I mean, you had also the opportunity to do commentary on the Alex Zaberski Memorial this year in spring, and that tournament, that is something.
Unbelievable.
So everybody listening to us now, if you have not heard of it yet, better Google it now.
Alice, A-L-E-S, Rebeski, H-R-E-B-E-S-K-Y. Look it up, and you will get the information about one. It's a little slice of heaven on earth.
Yeah.
In Radotín, Czech Republic.
And for the non-spelling bee contestants, it's AHM. You will be able to find that too.
That's a good point as well. Yeonjun Park evading checking as we get into the final minute of the first half. Seeing a lot of individual efforts on both teams here in this first half. It just feels like they're kind of leaving their teammates hanging around waiting some of the time. Here's Andrew Kim on the run. That's a good effort of the team as they set up some picks for him.
Surprisingly enough, we have seen this type of play on all the levels in this championships, on the highest levels as well. A little bit surprising to me.
There's a great finish by head coach and attack, Juan J. Park. He just runs into traffic, takes the hit to get the shot off. And that's a beauty going back to the near side as he was running towards the far side and got Gus Peters moving at 6-3 for Korea. And that's probably going to do it for the first half as the clock is going to wind down. Oh, Russia's going to take a timeout because they had one available. And like I said, you get 2 per half.
Yeah.
If you have one here, you might as well take it. Try and get the face off and see if you can go get a goal before the half ends.
I mean, some teams do keep it also for halftime, but in this championship, having extended half times due to hydration, they don't need to keep them. In league games, you will see more often that they don't mind keeping one just in case for some reason they need it to extend their halftime, which you can.
At the end of the half, if you just need an extra 45 seconds?
Correct.
Right. I didn't even realize. So if you take that, is it still considered a first half timeout?
Yes.
As long as the second half hasn't started?
So it counts to the preceding period.
Okay.
The only difference is before the start of the game. You
Right.
may take a timeout before the start of the game, and then it counts as the first period timeout.
Really?
Yeah. You know what?
I hadn't even ever thought of that. If you're having trouble getting ready to go?
Exactly, especially goalies. Your goalie arrives late and can't find his shoe. Has happened. Many, many times.
An Arena Lacrosse League game last year, 2017, I think it was. Maybe it was this year. Andy Campbell, good kid, big lefty forward, showed up to a game for the Paris River Wolves, and I was in the lobby waiting to call the game, and he came out. He's walking around in his sock feet, and I was like, Andy, the game starts in 5 minutes. What are you doing? He said, yeah, I forgot my shoes. And the thing is, he's got size 15 shoes, the same as mine. So they're not easy to get. Not everybody has 15s, and you cannot jam your feet into those little shoes.
Yeah, I tell you. And there's an interesting rule in Ontario Senior League. The game time starts for whenever it was scheduled.
Yes.
And, well, whoever is there is there. So I had a 1 minute first period once.
There you
until
go.
Everybody was ready.
Wow.
Well, you have those games stacked, you know. Field availability, officials availability.
Yeah.
So you just, if it starts at 1500, that's when
it
it starts.
Put the ball down, blow the whistle.
Ready or not.
We have 14 seconds to go. We're going to try again to get this game rolling.
They did correct the clock.
Yeah. Great clamp there. And good to see Roman Booth back out on the field after getting kind of banged up. That ball is going to roll into the corner, and that'll do it. The final few seconds will tick off. We're going to go to halftime. The score is 6-3 in favor of Korea. I'm Steven Stamp with Barbara Zeleny. We will go for about, is it a 7-minute half at this point or still 15?
I would say
10 minutes. Sorry, 7 minutes is the long course. Okay, 10 minutes. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more from the 2018 World Championships.
technical release. My head referee's quite concerned. Too many people on this bench? There we go. Can help with that. No problem. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. 1 minute!
1 minute! Let's go, Black!
Are we all good in the veg timers, yeah? Okay.
Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. I'm Steven Stamp, joined by Bab Zelenai, and it is 6-3 in favor of Korea in this 35th place matchup. Russia will get the first possession of the second half, and again, Roman Booth has come back out. He returned after getting banged up. He was back for the end of the second quarter. Good to see him back on the field. Chase Philpott tosses the ball across, and Eugene Arkhipov is waiting for things to get set up the way that Russia wants them. He's going to head over to the far side. Korea in a zone that's kind of a shifting 3-3. And the ball falls loose. Youngyu Ryu has it. Facing a little bit of pressure there from Arkhipov. Gets it back to his keeper, Kim. Kim's got lots of room. He can go for a run if he wants. Doesn't look like he wants to. He's looking everywhere and eventually does decide he's going to go for a trot. And he is up at center. Tosses it ahead. Nice play. And here's a chance for Andrew Kim. Gets it to Yu. Yu, the long pole, is just going to signal over to Mo to just settle things down. He'll pass him the ball. Lots of excitement coming up still. We have the bronze medal game. We have Israel and Puerto Rico behind us. It's 11-0 for Israel.
It's probably very close to the end. I see 2.5 minutes on the board from here.
In the fourth quarter. That, I think, is the media timeout. So they're about halfway through the fourth is my guess. We've got the bronze medal game today coming, Iroquois and Australia.
And a very exciting fifth place game, too.
Yes. That's going to be a dandy. Japan and England should be wonderful.
Japan made it back into the blue division last night in the win over Israel.
That pass is low and skips away as Donnie Howard tried to pluck it off the ground, wasn't able to. He'll come off and Korea will take possession. Ryu has it. Korea with the 6-3 lead. Here comes Mo. Throws it behind the net. The coach and captain Park. Oh, nice backhand whip attempt. Very creative play by Kim as he took that pass from Alex Millen. They retrieve a ball from the corner and run along the baseline in front of those tiered stone steps, making this natural amphitheater of an arena very, very cool. There's Ryu. He's watched by Philpott. He's going to turn him aside. Pass out front. There's a shot on the wrong side of the post for Suzuki, but there's a diving tuck by Park. It's going to be, is it no goal? Oh, they're calling crease. from here, I thought goal, but again, the official's right down on top of the play in perfect position.
Yeah, we actually changed the mechanic for that a couple of years ago where we're much closer to the crease now. So there was really no doubt on those crease calls.
No doubt.
Especially if you take a goal away. You need to be right there.
Donnie Howard waiting for his cohort to arrive. Babs, you're getting presents from your admirers.
Yeah, my festival crew has been wonderful. I did not have much time to spend with them, but they did their assignments, they did their games, and just a great job.
What a rip from the outside. That is a gorgeous shot by Eugene Arkhipov. Goes high to high. Top cheddar right over in the far corner. And Russia creeps back within 2.
Just doing his job. It looked so easy on him, didn't it?
It does, and we were talking about that in the Ireland-Scotland game, actually, when we saw a few shots where it just looks so simple. Ted Forst with a couple of just lasers from the outside, and when they score them, you think, boy, just do that all the time, but it's not that simple. It takes great precision to shoot with that kind of power and pick that spot, and it's not always available. You have to be able to see where you want to go, or at least your stick has to be able to see where it wants to go. The ball pops out. Nobody quite saw where it was. They're going to say a loose ball push, so Korea will get possession just as Evgeny Tsukhanov was heading after that ball. Tsukhanov will have to go and play defense now. He's number 5. He's directing traffic as they align in their 3-3 zone with the top 3 men well up at the restraining line. Now they're going to shift around, and Tsukhanov is actually heading up by Ryu. I'm not sure why he was up guarding one of the Korean defenders. I guess Korea has a midfielder with a short stick on their own side of center just waiting to come up and exchange places with Min Jae-yu. Korea setting things up. We are 5 minutes into the third quarter in this Korea-Russia game. 6-4 the score for the Koreans. Park has it. That's Hyunjun Park. Thanks to everyone around the lacrosse world who's here watching with us. This is going to be a battle at the line. Nice little job by Mikhail Zaharchenko. He's going to wind up with possession after just lifting the stick of the Korean defender, the long pole, to allow the ball to keep rolling so that pass went out of bounds and became Russian possession. It's going to give them a chance. They're going to slow things down a little bit. Donnie Howard at the top as they set up. Now you can hear their coach, Mike Thuman, asking for some movement of the ball, asking movement of their feet. Chase Philpott going to the net, shoots. That one either off the post or off of the goaltender, Kim. Either way, it stays out. Russia is going to get that ball. And a big bump there by Jae-Hong Koo. That shot stopped by Kim. Boy, Kim's having himself a game here. Going to have a crease violation as Mikhail Zaharchenko definitely on the line there. Great spot by our official. I like to give the refs credit.
Yeah, I like that too when you do that. Then it's not only me.
I do. We basically discuss what we think. And we have talked about, and I've talked with other refs about how sometimes up here you have a very different view. And sometimes the refs down on the field have such perfect position that they're going to have a much better idea what's going on and be correct more so than we'd be able to see. But there are times having this bird's eye perspective actually gives us an advantage over the refs who are down on the field and looking through a bunch of players.
Yeah, this bird's eye view is wonderful from up here. There's just so much more that you can see, especially on body contact. But yeah, we can't have referees fly around.
Procedure foul. Korea was offside. Had too many men up in the offensive zone. So Russia will take it, and they're going to run towards the net. Philpott will score. Russia just runs down, stops. It looks like they're going in transition, then they stop, and then the pass at the last moment, or the shot at the last moment.
And it's a one-goal game here.
Let's go!
Yeah, Russia within one at 6-5. We are nearing the midway point of the third quarter.
Looks like 29. I'm not sure on the goal scorer.
I was checking. I'm not sure whether it was Chase Philpott or Mikhail Zaharchenko. Again, my apologies. This is my first time with these two teams in this tournament. We've been doing a lot of the same teams several times to try and increase familiarity and bring the best, smoothest possible broadcast whenever possible. A lot of movement, a lot of changes today for this this tournament, with making a few adjustments on the final day. Have made things exciting. Korea back on the attack. And the long shot from the long pole. Min Jae-yu saw something he liked there.
Very creative recovery of the ball by the official with his head. I like that. That was cute.
You have your tools, you use them. Sometimes creatively. It's not just players, it can be creative.
We try.
Here's a drive and the shot from the offside. Oh, that's a nice save. Going back against the grain with the shot there was Yeonmin Mo. And Gus Peters comes up with it. He's got it back after passing it to his defender.
In fun tournaments, we do have a flag tossing contest. I'm sure many people have suspected that already.
There's a big body and a penalty, a big body check, and a penalty coming.
The reason for that being from where I'm standing, again, advantage of a bird's eye view.
Mm-hmm.
The player was already down, and then you're only allowed to check his stick, not his body. As soon as there's a knee on the ground already, or anything similar to that.
And that is Sorokin, who took a bit of a pounding earlier. We've seen him stretching out, having some trouble with his neck through the course of the game. So taking that extra hit, I think it may have been cumulative as opposed to just that hit. Because I thought that it was a solid hit by Jae-Hong Koo.
The hit itself was not the problem. It was the problem that the Russian player has already, been on the ground, touched the ground with more than just his feet.
Mm-hmm.
And those checks, even if they're performed per description legally from the side, hands together from the front, and not with
still
excessive
illegal
force,
because of where the player is.
It is illegal because the player is already on the ground and thus doesn't have the same body tension as if he's standing up.
Yeah, doesn't have the same ability to protect himself. That pass gets away, though. And Korea will be given possession. Going for a run here is Si Young Choi. Nice job leaving Russians in his wake. Then he's going to pass it back. A little bit of a chop with the stick after he threw the pass. Here comes a foul. Is it for that slash? Yes, they caught it. I don't think there's much question about that one. He threw the ball back, chopped down.
Sometimes tough to catch these in transition depending on where you're at as an official. But
so 6-on-4 for Russia. They get the ball back.
And timeout for Russia. Trying to set up. Russian player a little confused. He thought it was the restarting whistle. But it's a timeout for the Russian team. And 5-6 here at this field.
It's quite a battle.
And Puerto Rico next door had scored one on Israel.
On the board with 2.5 minutes to go.
Oh, then it must have been third quarter earlier because we do have 2:30.
No, I think that was the media timeout
yes,
ticking down. We are now into the final 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Israel is wearing their white. Is it blue shirts underneath with the white tank on top? The white sleeveless?
Sleeveless. Team USA started with that fashion 4 years ago.
They're pretty sweet. That's sick gear.
Yeah, it looks very nice, especially from afar here up top on our tower.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Celebrate. Everywhere, every day, communities are turning to Celebrate's leading digital intelligence solutions to make a safer world more possible. Visit Celebrate.com to see how. And Gladiator Lacrosse, I love your accent, by the way. Gladiator Lacrosse makes equipment designed and perfected by lacrosse players, specifically for lacrosse players looking to take their game to the next level. Visit gladiatorlacrosse.com. As they come out, we'll remind you that Honig's is proud to be the official provider of game day apparel for referees at the 2018 FIL World Championships. Founded in 1984, Honig's is the right call for referees, umpires, and officials across all sports in the U.S. and around the world. Visit Honigs.com for more information. Honig's, the right call for over 30 years. I'm wearing my Honig's polo, the tournament polo. Great stuff. You are wearing your dress, looking fabulous once again.
Thank you very much. I have my Honig's gear back at the hotel. I chose something a bit more light today,
Yes.
running around on the final day. Yeah, I do like the Russian uniforms too, though. I mean, look at that. That I don't even know how to describe it. A little bit of a
It's the pattern. I mean, it looks like the frieze of a building.
yeah. It is pretty slick, and they have chosen Azbuka for the Russian naming on their uniforms, which always makes it for great trading gear. So any
Azbukov.
country.
Is that like Cyrillic? Or?
Yeah, Cyrillic is the English word for it. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Didn't know what you call it. Yeah, anything that has, special character letters
Right.
at the end of the tournament, when we will have a massive, gear swapping contest, really. Anything that has special characters.
I
on
think
it
you
is
need to
great.
take a quick break because Aria, I think, is keen to see her mother for a little bit.
All right.
You want to go for a minute?
Well, let's bring her up here, maybe. I will go check.
Sure. Barbara Zelene will take a quick break. We'll have her hopefully back shortly, but wonderful having her here. And young Aria Zelene, the hit of the tournament, 7 weeks old, and needs to see her mother for a moment. Very reasonable, I think. Ryan Wallace doing a great job taking care of her. He's bringing over to let her see her mom, see how things are going. It's pretty amazing, actually, that Barbara. Oh, we'll talk about when she gets back, but we continue. It is 6-5. Russia has pulled within one, and they've got the ball. Chase Philpott gets it over to Howard. He's going to swing it around. Good movement, but then the ball pops free and is grabbed there. Nice little chuck pass by Andrew Kim, but does it connect? It does. Huge hit. That was Chase Philpott running over Park. Media timeout? Yes. I believe Korea got a timeout. We should have actually reached the media timeout. I heard possession. I think they were saying that Korea got possession of the ball and was able to call timeout. So they will retain it. Possession so valuable, especially as you get later into these games. Gives us a chance to remind you that Cascade is the #1 helmet in lacrosse and proud to be the official helmet of the 2018 FIL World Championships. See more by following Cascade Lacrosse on Instagram. Cascade Lacrosse, a passion to protect. Today's game brought to you in part by Signature Lacrosse. Signature is a premier equipment manufacturer on a mission to gear up the future of lacrosse with quality products that grow and enhance the sport. Learn more at signaturelacrosse.com. You can also get an extra competitive edge by upgrading to a Sisu, the official mouthguard of the 2018 World Championships. Sisu offers more protection with less mouthguard, so you can talk, breathe, and drink with no problem. Learn more at sisuguard.com. That's sisuguard.com. I'm Stephen Stamp, and this is the 35th place game at the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. We are on Cascade Field here. And Korea will have possession as we restart. Ryu will take the ball. And Korea is short 2 runners, remember, as Koo and Choi are in the penalty area, sitting in the chairs. Ryu takes off to his right, was leaning left to maybe try and trick the Russian players. He is knocked down. Ball pops out of his stick, but he gets right on it. What a great check. Fighting to get it back, reaching with one hand. He is banged there. A hard check coming from Evgeny Tsukhanov, but Korea gets it back. That is Park with the ball. Park's going to take a bang from Chase Philpott. Russia playing a very physical game. The Koreans not backing down, and a goal! 2 men short, and Park goes to the net. Juan J. Park. He's the head coach. He's the attack. He's 42 years old, and he is playing like a spring chicken. What a beautiful shot, a beautiful finish by Park to make it 7-5. That is enormous. And Young Yu Ryu, just letting the official know he felt he took a bit of a cross check in the head. So a beautiful goal. Unbelievable that they get that one. 2 men down. And Park just takes it to the rack and buries it. Korea is fighting hard for this. Russia is trying to get back into it. And that's a huge opportunity for Russia that instead it's Korea taking possession. We're going to have a procedure call against Russia. And that is Alexander Sukhanov going into the neutral zone before possession had been established. He was pushed by the Korean player, so judgment call, but he was out of position.
Yeah, but he was pushed from the side, and the ball was within the parameter.
There you go.
So perfectly legal from Korean side, and then,
So that's what we have. Suzuki with the ball for Korea. They lead 7-5. How's Aria?
Aria's great.
Excellent.
She just needed a little snack.
Excellent. Well done.
She does.
You can
like
bring her
these-
up. I mean,
Yeah, it's the stairs are a little.
yeah, tricky bringing her. Yeah.
But she likes these evening hours when it starts to cool down a little bit.
Korea in possession. Millen with the ball on the far side. He's going to trail to X. Dragging to bring the defender across, looking back the other way. Nothing opening up, so he's going to go to Suzuki. Suzuki, more of the same, and then changes directions. He's a little whack in the hip there from Krasilnikov. There's Kim. That pass was tipped, getting away from Park. He's going to track it down. One hand stab to grab that one. And I'm sure as a coach he has yelled 2 hands to his players. And he's going to have to tell them there are occasions when you need to go with the one hand. Park backs away to create some room for Suzuki, who goes for the jump shot. Low angle, and he almost made it.
Yeah,
I wasn't thrilled with the shot selection, but he actually almost buried that.
Yeah, and Russia made no attempt to go for that shot at the end line to maybe recover the ball for them. 6 minutes to go in this third quarter here.
Ryu, go ahead.
You can really see an improvement on this Korean squad. From they've been around for a couple of years. They hosted the last SPAC tournament, the Asia Pacific Games, and they will host the next ones as well. Many of the teams in this tournament are developing their skills by hosting.
Oh, what a bounce shot. Beautifully placed by Andrew Kim. And you can see how excited his teammates are as he puts them up 8-5.
I would even guess that, they've seen this on some of these other international squads that travel to their country.
Yeah.
They invite the likes of Japan and Hong Kong, and even Australia travels occasionally to Korea for these tournaments.
Well, I was speaking with Clint Yu, the midfielder or the defender that we talked about earlier. Before the game, he went over the pronunciations with me and things, and we were talking to him, and he said, it's been such a great experience for the guys. They've grown so much, and he said the level of play in the tournament is so much higher. He was on the team in 2014. He said, there's some great teams that have come in that are bumping some of these teams down the pecking order on the ladder. I mean, Puerto Rico coming in and Jamaica coming in. Luxembourg is down in the last place game, but there are a lot of very high-powered teams coming in. But he said the level of the teams last time was much more uneven. He said all these teams in the middle and lower tiers are improving or making strides, and he's just seeing the quality of lacrosse substantially improving. You watch this game, you can see there's strides, there's things for them to learn. They don't have access to the kind of teaching and to just watching the game that we do in North America or in Czech Republic or in Germany. You're in Germany now.
Yeah, and I think that's an important point to point out here, that the access to, education, equipment, even sports facilities, it's not comparable.
Oh, nice pass to the middle, but a great slide up by Alexander Wheat to take away that scoring chance. He was on Millen in a heartbeat, and Russia will get the ball back. And you've got to be able to watch the game. You've got to be able to play the game if you want to get better. The two go hand in hand.
And Russia has just joined in the newly established Baltic League with their team from Moscow. And it's only really 3 weekends of games. where you play other teams, and the rest of it is practice. So
Yeah, and practice is very important. That's the one thing that tends to get overlooked, I think, at times. That pass does get through to the goalie, Kim, and Korea will clear some space. Russia with all kinds of pressure on the ride after Evgeny Sukhanov had driven down into the attacking zone. Eventually had the ball taken away, and that pass will not be anywhere near its intended recipient, Juan J. Park. And Russia will get possession. Coming up to the final 3 minutes of the third quarter, I'm Steven Stamp with Bab Zelenay. 23 minutes left in my tournament in terms of calling. And,
same for me. This is my last
this
one.
is it.
Thank you again for the wonderful opportunity to share the tower and the microphone with you.
It's such a pleasure to have you along, Babs. And I started to say this when you were off with Aria, but I just want to say thanks to you for everything you've done for the tournament, being with me here, but organizing, doing the program, organizing travel, the buses. You're the person that I messaged whenever I couldn't figure out who to message or what was going on. I would just send you a message, Babs, what about this? And you'd say, I'm on it. And you would be on it. Like, people say they're on it. Sometimes they are. You were on it, and you made things happen. You got things going and made this tournament so much better for myself and my announcer colleagues and just everybody around. And people just keep bringing you stuff while we're doing this game. You've got a hat. You've got a pin. What else is coming in this game for you?
Well, thank you very much, Stephen. It is nice, to be appreciated for the things we do here. But we try to give these athletes and everybody participating and the staff, the best experience possible. And whatever I can do to help, I do. If there's something I don't know, I get nervous about it.
Plus, I just like you. It's nice to be around.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and my festival officials I mentioned earlier, they were just great. They were very patient because they were in a little bit more remote location doing the games, and we were so busy up here at the Wingate Institute that we didn't have much time to spend with them, but they did a great job, and it's just a great group of people who come all this way from all parts of the world.
Minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Millen has the ball behind the net for Korea. They are leading 8-5. They're going to try and extend that before the period ends. It's a little mixed emotions as we get towards the end. Surviving it is something. It's been a hectic week, a lot of bumps along the way. This has been put together in 13 months, an unbelievable accomplishment by Israel Lacrosse. So many people involved, Scott Neese on down, and it's been fantastic. Here is Korea trying to drive the net. There's a pass back. I thought we were going to see a dunk attempt by Suzuki. The ball bounces up in the air, and it's Park that winds up with it. So Korea's going to get another chance. But just an amazing accomplishment to have this happen after 13 months when Manchester had to drop out. Israel just put their hands up and said, we'll do it, and it has been fantastic. Great shot on the overhand there as Andrew Kim is on fire here. He bounces that one in.
He's been very on fire the whole game. On fire and on ball. The Korean team has been fantastic in terms of ground ball.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty impressed, I have to say.
Yeah, no, they're playing very well. I mean, just a solid effort. And you can see the level of the game rising there. There's a ways to go. We were saying they don't have the access to facilities and equipment and teaching and coaching and playing and practicing, but they are working to make it happen. And that's why whenever anybody says, puts down international lacrosse, which happens because the quality of play is not as good as the professional lacrosse that you watch on TV. Of course it's not. But there are some fabulous things happening out here, and the spirit of this event as we reach the third quarter mark is just amazing.
Yeah, these athletes don't get anything handed to them on a silver platter, that's for sure. They work hard for absolutely everything, for their helmets, their gear, their stick, the travel, it's all pay your own, no big sponsors. Every single one of these countries is happy if they get some sponsorship. And we are lucky that even in these 13 months we got some help. And
some of the help came from folks like Sidewalls Lacrosse, who makes the first and only custom manufactured lacrosse heads that represent the style and individuality that you bring to the game, Babs Zelenay. And whoever else is listening, you shouldn't have to be Picasso in order to have a custom head. Check out sidewalls.com for official FIL World Championships heads and more. That's sidewalls.com, sidewalls with a Z on the end and S on the beginning. And we like to say, just remember, Steven Stamp and Barbara Zelenay, I've got the S, you've got the Z. Sidewalls, S at the beginning, Z at the end. Probably didn't have to say that, but It's fun.
It's
This
fun.
game, this game is brought to you in part also by New Balance Lacrosse. Wear what the world's best are wearing. A cleat designed specifically for lacrosse. The all-new Freeze 2.0. Get more information through the NB Lacrosse Instagram account and shop at newbalance.com/lacrosse. With 15 markets across the United States, 3D Lacrosse is America's premier provider of lacrosse training and player development services, including box field hybrid training, select travel teams, team tournaments, recruiting showcases, leagues, and more. Visit 3dlacrosse.com today. There are more.
Yeah, and next door we see already Australia warming up. I don't see the Iroquois yet, but I'm pretty sure they'll show up soon.
I would think so.
Yeah, and a very exciting matchup. These teams have played each other several times. It's actually one of my favorite games from the 2014 World Games, where I had the opportunity to be on the field with these tremendous athletes. And Australia was up by a couple, holding their strong against the Iroquois. Then we went into a 2.5 hour break
The
because
weather
of
delay.
a thunderstorm. And Iroquois came back stronger and won in this very tight matchup. So I'm looking forward to tonight's game.
Should be a lot of fun.
After this one, it's going to be interesting.
And tomorrow, 10 a.m. Israel time, of course, the gold medal game, Canada and the U.S.
10 a.m. it is.
Can I squeeze
Very
a prediction out of you?
No,
No?
absolutely not. I never do. I never do. It's a professional deformation, you can say. I'm unable to do predictions on game outcomes.
9-5, Korea leading over Russia.
Even if you ask me on this one, I mean, it's 5-9, and we have a whole quarter to go. So, yeah, I wouldn't even guess.
I mean, I would, if I had to, I would guess Korea because they're leading by 4 goals, and it seems a safer bet
This
than
is
going with the team.
lacrosse.
But it could change in a hurry. I'm Steven Stamp. She is Barbara Zelenay.
And this is why we love this sport.
That was very smooth. Nicely done. Ko will get possession for Korea. Nope. My mistake. It is going to go to Roman Booth of Russia. Gets it over to Philpott. Ko watching him. Breaking down into his defensive stance. Tries to tie him up. Pass down to Akapov. He spreads his arm and says, come on, guys, get in position. Philpott will throw it up to Sorokin. There's Ko watching him. Sorokin trying to work his way in. We'll give it back. Russia kind of falling back a little bit into the one guy tried to do something, and the next guy tried to do something. Now they're going to clear out and isolate for Philpott. He tries to drive to the net. Well, he does drive to the net, tries to get a shot off, and actually loses the ball, having it pop out of his stick. But the ball is returned to Russia on the possession, and Zivan Fowler. We'll see what he can generate. Here comes Arkhipov. Artur Wenzel. Jump shot goes wide. Again, still Russia. Just give it to one person, let him try and generate something, and then go back to the next person. Be interesting to see if they can string things together a little bit and really work together. Nice sportsmanship by Zivan Fowler to hold the ball up in his stick, and there is a goal. They are rewarded for the sportsmanship. Eugene Arkhipov. We get more, we get the players working together, and just like that, there's a goal for Russia.
It is always nice to see that team effort counts and pays off. And we've seen a Team England then, tried individual things earlier in this tournament, didn't work. And once they started playing like a team, suddenly it's starting to work. So
there you go. It's always the moral of the story. Work together.
Yeah, well, it's a team
arm
sport.
in arm.
It's
and
a
we
team
work together.
sport, lacrosse.
It is. Very much a team sport. Ko with the face-off win for Korea. They're going to push the attack right off the bat.
Very nice pop on the back of the stick.
The opportunity not there, so Suzuki will just spin around to the back of the net. There's the cut to the top. Millen scores. What a beautiful play. There's some teamwork. Nice passing in the finish by Millen as he cuts to the slot, takes the pass, and the side jump Selly. Back to back or side to side with two of his his teammates.
Russian defense is wondering what happened.
Well, just nobody picked him up. I mean, occasionally there's a breakdown, and whoever was supposed to get Millen did not. Turns out to be a big mistake. We're 3 minutes into the fourth quarter, and Korea has pulled ahead 10-6.
It's funny how the these big defense guys with their long poles are just nudging their shoulders and go like, I don't know. I don't know. All right, it took him a while after realizing that he doesn't know where Korea came from to set up for this face-off.
Roman Booth tries to pull the ball in. He does get it back. We're going to have a procedure violation.
And a hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt there. No question.
On Korea, so Russia will get the ball. And Booth will start with possession. That breeze is very lovely. The sun dropping behind the trees.
We actually see something.
We can. It's a little trickier early. Russia is going to try and creep back into this. They trail by 4, 10-6. It was 9-5 at the quarter. Russia got one back, then Korea answered. We'll see who can strike next. Comes out to Vladislav Vereshchagin. I was hoping I'd get a chance to see him because I worked on that. Vereshchagin. What do you think? How did I do?
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that's correct.
I'm so pleased.
Well, you worked really hard on getting these names right.
I try, and I know I'm going to get some wrong. There's always going to be a few things here and there. Donnie Howard with the shot, but we just respect the effort that these players are putting in and what they're doing to be here and be a part of this. And we want to do everything we can to make the experience enjoyable for them and their families. So thank you to all our lacrosse friends around the world who are watching. Hope we didn't do too badly. There's a shot by Howard. Great save by Kim. That one's bouncing around to the ground a bit.
What a fight for that ground ball. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, it just goes off the stick of Si Young Choi. That's the problem. You're fighting for it. It's down along the end line, and sometimes it just pops off your stick and out of bounds.
There's sometimes it's better to just wait and see where it goes.
If it rolls?
Yeah. Chances are pretty high.
I don't know if that one was going out. It looked like it was fairly still until you moving a little bit, but no, I don't know if it was going out of bounds. Oh, and that's a mistake there. That's why you just let it roll out exactly what you said on cue. Zevon Fowler decided he'd pick it up. He didn't quite get it cleanly. It rolls out of bounds, and then it's off of him. If we'd waited for another half a second or a second and a half or so, that would have been Russian ball.
Field surface makes a big difference here, too. Many of these teams are used to playing on turf. This is a grass field. There the ball rolls a little bit slower.
Pressure from Russia to force Kim into making a move, and it works out. Korea gets things going and rolls up into past midfield. Koo going for a run. He's going to hand it off to Wonjae Park. The coach and attack scored a gorgeous goal earlier. Right now, his primary concern is letting the time tick off the clock, keeping things moving, possess the ball. You can hear the Russia chant that the team is starting, trying to pump their guys up to get the ball back and give them a chance up in the offensive zone. Suzuki tiptoeing along the crease. Out to Millen. Fakes the pass and snipes one. Sidearm bouncer. Perfect finish.
And there's that teamwork again that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least 3 sticks were on that ball the 10 seconds preceding that goal.
I'm a little disappointed that there was no assist given there, because I thought Nobuyuki Suzuki decidedly deserved one.
Well, you know what's a fun fact?
What's
an
that?
assist actually doesn't exist in lacrosse rulebook. It's never defined what an assist is.
I did not know that
Yeah.
fun fact. I mean, that wasn't. He took one step and shot the ball.
I mean,
Right.
I would agree with you. It's pretty obvious. But if you were to look it up, you couldn't find it.
I mean, it exists. It just doesn't say how you give
Yes.
it. Yeah. Interesting.
So
I did not know that.
it's being given, and at discretion.
I still want Suzuki to get an assist. I'm going to vote
Oh,
for it.
I'm with you on that one. I absolutely am. And if I can give assists, I always do. But
Chase,
I did find
yeah.
out about 5 years into my officiating career that it's not defined anywhere.
It's
because
a phantom
somebody asked
term.
Me. Yeah, somebody asked me why, what an assist is in lacrosse, and I'm like,
Well, let me look that up.
Yeah, exactly.
Chase Philpott off the post. That one's going to head to the corner. Here's a chance where he does pick it up. Korea, I think he had to. There was a couple of Russians coming after him, and a nice play there by Min Jae-yu to get the ball to his keeper. And Korea's moving it up the field, but it bounces clear. Russia gets it back. Here comes Mikhail Kozlovsky into the offensive zone. He will hand it off, and Donnie Howard will try to get things rolling for the Russians.
Slowing down. I don't think they have time to slow this down.
They have 12 minutes, and they need to get 5 goals, assuming they can keep Korea from scoring any more. So Russia, they do need to develop a sense of urgency.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very urgent right now.
Got some movement running around in the middle of the crease. Some changes and things, but Howard, there's the pass, the spinning shot, and Koo with the huge hit. Jae-Hung Koo absolutely banging his way right through Chase Philpott, who thought he had time and space as he spun, and as he was releasing it, he took a massive hit.
Perfectly executed, though. Everything.
Oh,
spot
timing
on.
was great. The
Timing,
application of the hit.
hands, everything.
Russia backpedaling.
I do like to see, well executed big hits.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Here's Philpott trying to create something. Park on him. Oh, and they're going to get into each other, and Philpott just. Oh, now.
2 flags.
Yep.
All right. Official is not having it, sending both off.
Philpott indicating he felt he had his hands together on the stick as he went in for that check. I think the issue the official has is the stick got up under the chin of the Korean player. And Jaehan Park will go for Korea. And you can see Chase Philpott as he comes to the bench. He does indeed, if you were wondering, does he have half his face covered in eye black? Yes, he does, the right side.
That way. I don't know if that can be comfortable.
I'm honestly not a big fan of the massive eye black, the hawk marks down the face and stuff. I think, you have a strip of eye black to work as eye black, to try and draw the sun away from your eyes. But hey, guys like it, they're into it, they have fun with it.
Oh.
Who are we to say?
Oh, you will love this now. So
I might.
Yeah, simultaneous fouls, right?
Oh, there you go.
And ball was loose. Same
what?
penalty time, so it's a face-off off center.
There you go. I enjoy the off-center face-off. It's true.
I told you.
Here we go. Over in the corner. Pick a spot to have a face-off. Oh, there's a procedure call.
Yeah, blew on a little early on that one.
That ball taking a couple of interesting hops, but it is corralled by Young Seok Kang. He's going to toss it to his goalie, Sunwoo Kim. Throws it ahead, and there's Park. Coach takes the pass. We're 5-on-5 in this attacking zone with the penalties being served.
Make sure you let him off, Mike. Make sure you let him off.
Min Jae-yu comes off, and Ryu goes on. We are past the midway point of this fourth quarter. Next stoppage will be the media timeout. Our final one. It'll be my final media timeout of this tournament. I'm already getting a bit nostalgic.
Well, it will be nice that tomorrow, there's only that one game, so everybody gets to relax.
Suzuki
tonight.
looking for someone to go to. One player's release, that's Kim. So they're going to pass it out to Huang. Backhand whip by Park. Doesn't work. It's picked off there by Mikhail Kozlovsky.
Nice recovery there by Kozlovsky.
Remind me if I forget.
I had a feeling like he could pick it up and just run downfield.
He could have. He's going to pass it ahead instead. I was just chuckling because we heard our CBO reminding his box assistant. Next stoppage is the media timeout. And he said, remind me if I forget. These things happen. Everyone's just human. Look at that stick. It looks like an old...
Yeah, I was wondering what that is.
I'm not a real gear guy. So, I mean, I've got tons of lacrosse friends here from all over the place who would be like, oh, that's a Mark IV
Yeah, I can't
gate.
tell you either.
I think it's a
but
gate.
I can
to
tell
be
you it's
honest.
old.
Yeah.
That I can tell
I
from
think it
you.
may be a gate, but I'm guessing a little bit. There's a save by Wu,
And definitely
by Kim,
a
Sunwoo
push.
Kim. Yeah, definitely, but Kim didn't even see that one, but he was in the perfect position, so he gets the save. We will take the media timeout as there's 8:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. I'm Steven Stamp with Babs Zelenay. And it is time to remind you that Maverick Lacrosse is proud to be the official social responsibility partner of the 2018 FIL World Championships. With best-in-class design and input from the game's top players, Maverick is on a tireless mission to offer innovative, high-performance products. Nothing should get in the way of an athlete playing at their best. See more by following Maverick Lacrosse on Instagram. Maverick Lacrosse, powered by the player. Signature Lacrosse was built by players for players and is focused on revolutionizing the progression of the game. Follow Signature on Instagram at Signature Lacrosse to stay up to date on developments and products like Magic Mesh, the longest lasting, strongest performance mesh in the game. And we just want to throw one more call out for Epic Lacrosse. The leader in technologically advanced lacrosse equipment is proud to be the official head, shaft, glove, and arm protection of the 2018 FIL World Championships in Netanya, Israel. Epic is proud that so many teams from around the globe trusted it for all of their gear needs here at the World Championships. Epic Lacrosse, live, play, be. Trusted Choice is the official insurance partner of the 2018 FIL Worlds. Protect what matters most. From business to home, auto, and life, Trusted Choice independent insurance agents are there for you when disaster strikes. Go to trustedchoice.com to find a local agent today. Finally, last but not least, today's game is brought to you in part by Quorum Watches. Since 1955, Quorum has adopted creativity and boldness as its guiding principles. Quorum, the official timekeeper of the 2018 FIL World Championships. Learn more about Quorum at www.quorum-watches.com. Let's do that one more. www.quorum-watches.com. I'm Stephen Stamp. You are Barbara Zelenai, and we are into the home stretch of this game, of our final game calling. And thank you so much for being with me here. We took a little while to get our chemistry going up in the booth, but this has been great. I've really enjoyed having you here.
Yeah, so have I, and so have some fans that we have built up over the tournament. I have received many messages from friends around the world that do like our commentary, us as a duo,
glad they're enjoying it,
which is awesome. And I think yesterday we really nailed it in that.
Oh, that was a fun game.
Super exciting game. I mean, the game just called itself.
Yeah, I mean, it did the work. We were merely the sculptors who had the clay and removed the outer clay to reveal the beautiful statue underneath.
Well put, Stephen.
Thank you.
Let's see what Team Korea can reveal here, if they can put any more on the board, or if Russia will try to get, within a smaller gap.
11-6 the lead for Korea with 7:50 to go, so a solid, not insurmountable margin, but certainly a solid lead. Park gets it across to Suzuki. He loves to work right on the back edge of that crease. He's going to run out near the restraining line now and hand it off to Hyunjun Park. HJ Park, as you can see on the back of the jersey. Love these Korean jerseys with the names on the back. So clear, so visible. There's Mo. Over to Millen. You can tell. Mo, so you actually get used to just looking at numbers. A lot of jerseys not having names on. But I like the names. It's a good touch.
I do too, and I was surprised that some of the big teams don't have names on their jerseys.
I know, right?
Team USA is probably the one thing they don't have.
Stall warning on for Korea. So Ryu will make sure he stays inside the restraining line. And that's a challenge here on the slightly smaller fields, and that is going to come outside. So it'll be Russian possession. 6:52 to go. It's 11-6 for Korea. Sukhanov started to go to the middle, spun and ran down the sideline and passed it along. Gets the ball into Arkhipov. He's trying to generate something, a little sidearm shot. That one's stopped by Sunwoo Kim. Korea has it. They'll go back to Kim. Low pass, but he squats down to grab that. Nice bit of athleticism by the keeper there. Kim going for a run. He's been hesitant earlier in the game, but this time he's just darting up the middle, gets it to Park. Park on the fly, shoots and scores. What a play. Now, did you give an assist to the goalie there?
Oh, I totally would.
Absolutely. I don't know. There's no rule. He took a few steps, so
exactly.
What? Give the goalie an assist.
Oh, absolutely I would.
Korea is stoked about that one. 12-6. They take the lead with just under 6 minutes to play.
And look at the goalie's shorts. He's been working hard.
Oh, my goodness.
When we swing on
Those
him
are
later
soiled.
on.
Not soiled. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
dirty because he kneels.
Yeah.
He does drop down into the dirt around his feet. I didn't hear if they awarded the assist. They better. He deserved that one.
I'm pretty sure they did. Our benches have been stocked with spotters who take care of the assists.
Korea gets the ball right back, and they have a man down on the field. Not looking very comfortable. Play will be stopped. You can see the officials saying, players stay off the field, just let the trainers come out. So Clint Yu is out a little bit onto the field, and he's thinking, well, I'm really more of a coach now than a player since he is injured and unable to play. The one trainer is coming back, so that's the from the officials' box. And sprinting off the field. You don't have to run off when you've been hurt. He wants to show everyone he's okay.
No, you don't. I mean, clock is stopped. You can't return before the next dead ball anyway.
Ryu will start with the ball for Korea. Ryu with a nice swim move. Swings by Booth, changes direction. Great work there by Ryu. A couple of Koreans cut into the middle, and then Park slips into the empty space. Oh, that pass is going to get away from Suzuki. And he's saying, no, that was good, I just made a mistake.
Let him off.
Pass back to the goalkeeper. That is Gus Peters. Nice pass ahead. There's a completion to Alexander Wheat, who's going for a bit of a run. Has the ball chopped out of his stick. Nice job by Hyun Kim. And Korea gets the ball back. A little shovel pass. Completes it to Koo, who will change direction. There's one of the parakeets we've been enjoying watching fly around all week.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
Oh, they're so colorful as they zoop by. Ball pops away from Kang. Snagged there by Zaharchenko. Oh, he tried the short angle. He actually had it on his offside, and he had Kim beaten, but the ball just drifted a little bit above the crossbar. Russia recovers. Oh, nice toe drag in another, and the finish. That's a beautiful play by Donnie Howard. Fakes his way past one Korean defender, fakes his way past another, and fakes a little far side shot, then pulls it back to the near post past Sun Woo Kim. Gorgeous play by Donnie Howard.
We're approaching the final 3 minutes of this matchup of
Which will be
this
stop
tournament for
time.
us. And yeah, that will be stop time. So opportunity for Russia to put a couple more on the board.
I mean, in theory, you just win the faceoff, go score. Win the faceoff, go score. You can do it.
Absolutely possible. Not a good idea. Yeah, well,
Roman Booth upset, but he just banged into the man on the dead ball.
yeah, he should count himself lucky that they didn't get called for more.
Kim with the ball. There's Suzuki. Up to the long pole. Gets away from him. He's going to try and track it down. Yu can't quite get there. Then it bounces over the head of Kang, but he will track down the ball. Sun Woo Kim. He's going for a run. Nice pass. Just flips it over. He is flattened. It's a big hit by Chase Philpott on the goalie. Koo's going to go down and try and score to defend his goalie's honor, but the save is made. It will be Korea possession. Sun Woo Kim looks up to Philpott and he's like, I'm good. We're cool. He doesn't mind taking a hit to make the pass. Guy's an athlete out there. Suzuki with the ball as we're coming down to 2 minutes to play. Pops away from him. Oh, and he can't pick it up. Tried to pull it back in, but it just rolled over the line. He put his head in his hands. Can't believe he just let that ball get away from him. A little consolation is that they have a 12-7 lead and are in pretty good shape to withstand that minor error. We're in it for under 2 minutes to play. I'm Steven Stamp with Bab Zeleny. And Russia's taking a timeout to set things up and try to get 5 goals to tie things up.
As you mentioned, I mean, it's not impossible,
No,
but you have to start moving
you do.
and move quick.
Yeah, you got to start making things happen.
And as the sun is coming down, we can see next door Australia and the Iroquois warming up. What a matchup. The
That should be a
Australian
good one.
fans already ready to go. 25 minutes still in their warm-up before game time. But
Is that the
they're-
Australian gloves and things? What is lined up in the
Jerseys.
most circles? That's the jerseys laid out that they'll put on after warm-up is completed. They take their shooter pennies off.
Yeah, the coaching staffs and bench staff of these teams, they have been working tirelessly making this happen for the athletes so that they don't have to worry about anything else other than putting performance on the field of play during game time.
Yeah, I saw Canada before their semifinal against the Iroquois yesterday. They were heading down to the field. Saw the players went down, and the coaches were trailing, and the coaches were wheeling some coolers full of water. And head coach Randy Mearns had a 6-pack of the large water bottles on the little handle on it. Walking along, handle broke, falls down. He's like, "Well, I guess I'm going to carry this." Picked it up. I just love the genuineness and the down to earth nature. Randy
Why
Mearns
not?
is a great guy.
Yes, very, very cool. He also interacts with fans here, so does Lars Tiffany, who held baby Aria yesterday and put her to sleep. It was beautiful. He was so excited.
Nice. Under 2 minutes to play here. 12 for Korea, 7 for Russia, but the Russians have the ball. They're going to see what they can do in this final stretch. Nice dodge there by Zivan Fowler. Zivan Fowler lobs it across, connects on the pass. Zaharchenko tried to get it to his teammate and is snagged there by Choi. He's going to make a pass down to Suzuki and may have gotten a little overexcited as he raced up for the long pole attempt into the offensive zone. Minute 20 to go. It's 12-7 Korea. Alexander Wheat running a bit, passes ahead, connects, and Sorokin is going to see what he can do. Korea still riding. They've got the 3-3, and then Kang was sneaking up because a Russian player was coming up towards center to get in on the clear. So Kang snuck up as well. A very aggressive ride for a 5-goal lead in the final minute and change of the game.
And Korea now will take it slow. They have a 5-goal lead, 55 seconds. I mean, if you want a game result prediction from me now,
You think Korea's going to hang on?
this is about the best I can do, yes. In this case, I would say Korea will hang on and will take
Finish.
the 35th place here
Yeah.
at the biggest world championships we ever had and will
ever
have.
will be. Whoa, there's a big hit that jars the ball loose.
Spot on the stick and a shot and a beautiful save.
Lovely work. Alexei Sukhanov got the ball free.
But they're fighting. They're fighting to the last minute. I mean, look at that footwork now on Russia.
Yeah, Zaharchenko really working to try and get free. Penalty coming to Korea's Ho Sung-han.
That was it for Ho Sang-han in this tournament, as he will stay seated until the game is over.
And then he will go and celebrate a 35th place game victory with his teammates. Penalty coming now to Korea. It doesn't matter. There's 12 seconds left. They pass it out. Shot goes wide.
8 seconds,
8 seconds
left.
to go.
Offsides by Korea, so they need to get one off and one onside.
Here Young Kim will go for 8 seconds worth of penalty time. He gets to have a seat. Rest up for the celebration.
Yeah, rest up his legs and then energetically sprint towards their goalies, as usually the teams do.
There's a shot and a final save by Sun Woo Kim. 4 seconds left.
Maybe one more?
Maybe one more.
Give us one more. Come on. We want
Take
one
that
more.
shot.
One more. One more.
There it is. That one's high. He won't have to save it. There's 1 second left. There's another ball there. So Zivan Fowler will throw it out. No shot coming. The final score is Korea 12, Russia 7. They will mob their goaltender, Sun Woo Kim, and a great game for them. And the coaching staff gets doused in ice water, which I'm sure they're finding very refreshing. I'm Stephen Stamp with Barbara Zelenay. Thank you for being with us. The teams will shake hands. The FIL will present the Spirit of Lacrosse Award to one member of each team after the handshakes. We're not going to stick around for that because we're done announcing, but we've got some places to go, things to do. Still lots of work to be done.
The nice thing about the Spirit of Lacrosse Award is that every team picks their own.
Oh, nice.
So it's every nation gets to submit a name. It can be a player, coaching staff, anybody involved with the team. It can be a very supportive mom. We've had that before,
nice.
Who just organizes, cookies and pasta parties. And it's been amazing. Some of these things, they really honor somebody who has contributed to the team. Mm-hmm. They pick their own, and the FIL presents these traditionally at that last game or in a ceremony. In some tournaments, it depends, really.
That's it. Korea 12, Russia 7. Thank you so much, Barbara Zelenay, for, first of all, everything you did for the tournament, from the programs to the transportation to just being my general go-to pal to help me whenever I needed for my guys, my announcing colleagues, to get something sorted out. I really appreciate it. And for coming up and joining me in the booth.
Thank you very much. I can see that your program has taken a beating.
It is a well-used program.
How many games did you call this tournament?
I don't know. I can't. I'm going to have to
count,
go and count. I will.
We need these facts and figures for the next program.
Okay.
If I ever get to do another one.
If I had to guess.
Well, it was 170 games in total.
I didn't do that many. I'm guessing
10
in the
days of tournament.
mid-20s.
Yeah,
low to mid-20s.
You're probably like 3 a day, roughly, right?
About that, yeah.
Well, amazing. A big shout out to all the commentators here. They born with us through the heat in these towers and commentated all these games for these teams. And really a pleasure. Thank you for inviting us to provide some more expertise. And this is it from the 2018 World Championships in Netanya, Israel. From me, I'm Babs, and this is Stephen.
Thank you so much for being with us, lacrosse friends. We'll see you later.